very well here. So here we go. We have Alan on the left and we have Frank on the right. As the players are setting up, I believe they're going through their mulligan right now. They've gone straight into the game already. So we do see Elaine here, going to
the Rhino.
Yeah, play the one-drop Rhino. Passes it over to Frank. Frank is going to be inking his Giant Cobra, followed by Palace Guard. Both players, I think, going to be okay with the turn one. I think
I'll take it.
Would
definitely
prefer...
not the best, character to play for Alan here, but I'll take it. It's a one-cost tempo, right?
Yeah, for sure. One cost tempo, 1-2 body as well. So it's pretty decent. It's not as good as the Palace Guard there, but we do see the turn 2 Grandmother Willow into Finnick here. Finnick, very, very strong card, actually. Wasn't really played in dogs until recently. He's got quite a powerful ability. He's very similar to, I think, Cloud Kicker, right?
Yeah.
Where when you play him, if you pay additional ink, you are able to bounce a character back to his opponent's hand.
Yeah. Grandmother Willows, again, smooths the way. It's like, so good in this deck. Speed up the speed of your build, your play, and playing like the wider board you can. Yeah.
Yeah, it just allows dogs to just ramp up so quickly.
Yeah.
I think it's a very, very good card put in Winter Spell, and it's kind of warped the meta just a little bit, around her. She's being played in Dog. She's being played a little bit in the Amber Amethyst deck as well.
Yeah.
So extremely, extremely strong card coming into Winter Spell. Frank here, unfortunately, had to play the Doc. Yeah, Doc. Not the card that you want to see, and going. Yeah, as your turn 2 play, playing the Amethyst Steel deck, you typically want to see something like the Calhoun lines or even like a Black Heron here.
They're all better than Doc.
Yeah. Exactly, Doc. Not the best choice, but I think goes to say something about Frank's hand going. Yeah, says something about Frank's
Nani,
hand.
the stage manager. Getting the synergy of your follow-up. Yeah.
Yeah, now the Stage Manager, new card as well coming into Winter Spell, allows decks like the Dogs deck filter through the deck a little bit faster, allowing you to find yourself a 2-cost card or less and put it into your hand. So very, very strong on playability. It gives another way for Dogs to kind of filter through your deck as well as add cards to your hand. So you always want to see that as an aggro player.
Yeah, for sure. And now Alan has such a wide board, which is, benefit by the Grandmother Willow, which is the dogs that can do that before this pack release, right?
Yeah, exactly. This is the power of the Grandmother Willow Nani combination, as you have said, RJ. But here, Frank, I think having 3 ink to work with right now, I think he would prefer to play something like the Lexington, or maybe even 2 bodies, right? I'm not surprised if you see something along the lines of a Black Heron and a Captain Hook, maybe, if he has that. That would be really, really good.
Maybe Giant Cobra?
Okay. Cheshire Cat is a really good option here, because the Palace Guard could potentially, he can't swing into anything right now, but he could definitely quest for 1 and kind of force Elen to kind of poke into the Palace Guard if he wants to. If not, next turn for sure we'll be able to get at least 1 damage across the board with the Cheshire Cat and the Palace Guard questing. Yeah, so Frank here just opting to pass. I don't think there's much that he could do in that kind of position, because now Nani is on the board, right? Nani it's a 3/3 body, very, very strong. Good body. It's a big body for dogs. And here we see Alan just questing out.
No. He's going to sing the Under the Sea. Oh.
The Undersea without Tramp, by the way. Very, very strong. The second Rhino coming in clutch, allowing him to put the Cheshire Cat under as well. The game is very, very tight. Both players... the tempo is kind of swung over to Lang, though. Yeah. So Frank here needing to find another answer, needing a way for him to flood the board. Frank looking extremely calm, though. Perhaps has kept cards in his hand so that he can kind of retaliate here with like a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, what a play made by Alan. he just got an excellent tempo here. Against the purple steel, you want to build your board wider and sink the under the sea and get the advantage. And now the game is like on Alan's tempo, so hard.
Yeah, but look, Angel, we've been talking about Angel all day. Experiment 624, able to start chipping away at Alan's board, right? Using the strength of the Raging Fire to get rid of the Grandmother Willow here is so good for Frank, allowing him to kind of regain some of that tempo, slowing Elaine down, preventing him from using Grandmother Willow's Smooth Away ability there. So, Elaine here, I think going to be okay with that. Still has a decent amount of units on the board. Going to still be able to play Tramp if he wants to this turn if he has it. Because five characters on the board means Tramp.
You can dig in the top 5 cards of your deck.
No, I mean, not only that. I mean, Tramp is only going to be costing 2 right here.
Yeah.
Right? So definitely going to have enough ink for him to play Tramp should he want to. I think it really depends on whether this is the right time.
Tramp into Tramp.
Yeah, I mean, you could do Tramp into Tramp if he wants to.
Ooh. And at least there's an Angel for Frank that, can deal with some character of Alan, right?
Yeah, look, I mean, Angel has such a strong card, right?
Yeah.
You're able to just slowly chip away your opponent's board. Not only that, when you have no cards in your hand, you are just able to have resist +2 as well. Very nifty, untouchable ability there. Elaine doesn't look very happy with his hand, though. I wonder what's going on in his head. He looks like he's inking the Tramp Enterprising Dog. He is just going to be questing out here. But note, it's good to note that none of these characters actually have 2 Laura, right? So you're only questing for 5 here, even though you've turned to 5 characters. I think Frank is going to be quite comfortable with that.
Yeah, and I think that this makes Frank has some chance to, make the comeback. It's like Alan don't have the 2 Laura quester, and it seems that the synergy of Alan's is like lacking now, and he don't have the follow-up, and the Angel is going to, throw a snowball on your characters, which means the good news for Frank, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's so many 2 willpower characters here. You've got Bobby Zemersky as a target, you got Finnick as a target, you got Rhinos as a target. So there's just so many different ways that Frank can kind of just choose to play around this. Unfortunately, not going to be able to deal with the Nani here, so you'd not, necessarily do anything to that Nani. I don't think Frank can actually turn his Angel here, so... but, I mean, look, just every turn Angel survives is really good for Frank as he's going to start chipping away at this Dog's deck. I just realized Alan just didn't play anything in his hand, from his hand.
Yeah, it's like... I mean, it's a really good early tempo for Alan, but, Frank starting get back into the tempo and now playing the Yzma for the follow-up, and now Angel maybe is starting to, good aim.
Yeah, look, there's so much value coming out from this. We are going to see
tons of value.
Yeah, we're going to see good aim come out. She is going to be chucking a snowball at a potential target here. Looking at the Finnick right now. Thump. Finnick goes down here. Angel is going to have to resist as well. Going to be banishing that Nani for the side. Frank is going to only take 1 damage thanks to the untouchable ability. Frank going to be pretty happy with that. I think Yzma is going to be able to get him cards back into his hand starting from next turn.
What a crazy boy! I saw that Frank is in such a bad situation in like turn 3, and now he makes the comeback with the Angel and even set up the Yzma for next turn follow-up, right?
Yeah, look, there's just so much on Frank's board, even though there's only 2 units right now. I think just the potential for him to just keep coming back, keep chucking those snowballs over to Elan's side is going to be pretty good. We see Elan play that lady, Miss Park Avenue, is going to be able to take back the Grandmother Willow as well as the Rhino. Not going to be able to play that right now, though. I don't know. If I was Elaine, I'm not sure if I would even quest here. I mean... It's just inevitable that one of these units are going to be taken out every single turn. So the longer you hold it, the longer... Well, you're losing units as well, right? So it's a weird situation for him to be in because... but like, quest if you do, quest if you don't, you're going to get punished for that.
But like, it's so hard because whenever you quest, I mean, Frank can punish you by challenging you, and Angel got the untouchable. You can challenge into your character for free, right?
Yeah. And look, Gizmo here, feel the power, draws Frank 3 cards into his hand. Very, very, very strong card. As I believe Anson was saying earlier, right? A card that was released in set 6 is now viable in set 11. I mean, the meta is so wide open right now, right? And just a combination of Gizmo and Angel, beautiful pairing.
Really, really good. And now Frank's playing to the Captain Hook, which is a good challenger for him. And whenever Alan is starting to quest, the Captain Hook can definitely punish him, right?
Yeah, it's it's not a great position as this dog player. I mean, at this point, you're only five lore in, and this the longer the game goes, the harder it is going to be. Ooh. And we see Frank here playing his Isis Vanderchill, Ice Queen of Saint Canard. Gonna be exerting one of Elaine's characters. Gonna be that Rhino that Frank chooses. Gonna be singing a Strength of a Raging Fire, I believe, on the lady. There goes Elaine's only powerful unit. We are gonna see more snowballs being flung across. Thump. Just another unit goes down. That is, yeah.
Wow.
The tempo is swung.
What a board control made by Frank.
Exactly. It's swung completely in Frank's favor right now. Frank completely in charge of the game.
Frank is start cooking. It's like, what a board control made by him.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was I think going to be rather at the start of the game. Elaine definitely had a favor into was favorite to winning this. Yeah. But now, I mean, keep in mind, Elaine actually played Under the Sea, right? He didn't have the Street Smart dog, but was able to just sing it almost raw, right? Yeah, he sung it with whatever characters he floated on the board, thanks to the help of Smooth the Way, Grandmother Willow. It's just a pretty nasty spot to be a dog player right now in this exact matchup.
Yes, and now Alan is trying to figure out what he can do now to, make his board wider and answer Frank's board, answer back it. He has to, deal with the Angel. Angel is such a big threat for him now. Angel is so hard to deal with. Like, unbeatable.
Frank has no cards in hand, so that means she has resist +2. it's not a great spot to be in. Look, he's going to draw a card. He's going to look at it. He's going to be like, maybe I can ink this or play this. All right? And then after he makes that decision, he's going to be like, okay, I'm going to field the power. I'm going to draw 3 cards. And then I'm going to chuck a card at my opponent.
Oh,
because I can.
Infinity power from Yzma.
Yeah, exactly. So much power. Does he feel the power? The answer is yes.
Yes.
He really does feel the power. He is going to be chucking a snowball at Grandmother Willow there. Elan not getting much value from that Grandmother Willow here. Would have loved to have played something like the Street Smart Dog for the side of the Dogs player. But Frank here stopping everything in his tracks, looking at playing 4 for maybe like a Genie here, I think.
Yeah, Genie would be nice.
Genie would be really nice to play. But for 4 ink, there's just so many options for Purple Steel. Could be another Isis.
Yeah, and maybe like another Yzma that didn't do that much, but also fine.
Hey, it doesn't matter. He draws you a card. You draw a card. It's double
Yzma.
The double Yzma is insane. Plays another Captain Hook from his hand as well. He does have 1 card in his hand, so that means Angel does not have the untouchable ability activated. But it is Frank is starting to quest.
And now it's really, really good advantage for Frank. Like, I don't know if I'm Alan. I even don't know how to come back in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, look, Under the Sea ain't gonna cut it, right? Because you're literally only putting down the
Captain Hooks.
Captain Hooks, back underneath the deck. You've already gone through 2 of your Rhinos. Maybe you have like a Dahlia's Moon Lullaby, but there isn't really much that Elaine can do at this point in time. Frank here, just gonna be questing with 2 characters, just gonna be questing the Captain Hook as well as Isis. I think that is completely okay. Slowly clawing back some of that lore, slowly closing the gap in lore between him and Elaine. So here, yeah, I think Frank is going to be pretty happy with this.
Yeah, I mean the Yzma, the line of Angel and Yzma really get a lot of advantage, which is really surprising me. Like, you know, deal 2 damage every turn, and I draw back 3 cards, and I can even play more characters now, and you know it's in a row, infinity, and the Dogs player can't even deal with the Angel because they're untouchable.
Yeah, okay, so we're finally seeing Dealey's Moon Lullaby here. It is just going to be targeted onto that Yzma here. He is going to be drawing 1 card. Would probably... I don't even know what he would want to see. He does put down a lady, the 1-cost lady from Emerald. Just set, I think set 7 that it's played. That is printed. But very... it's an early game card.
Yeah, it's an early game card.
Don't want to see it at this point in the game.
Definitely not.
You need to see like a trap, but the good news for the side of the lane is that Frank is not...
more pressure. Cheshire Cat is on the play now.
He's not putting a lot of pressure. I mean, look, he is drawing cards, he is controlling the board, but all his questers are only 1 log questers, right? So, the good news is Frank isn't going to gain too much lore this turn unless he starts questing with the Yzma here. Yzma feels the power. Lets Frank draw 2 more cards, I believe. Is going to be inking the Elsa. Is going to be playing a Genie Magical Researcher. And
this gives up pressure.
This Genie is going to start ramping the pressure for Frank, right? He is going to, I believe, quest for 5 here. Is he going to use Feel the Power? He uses Feel the Power instead.
More power.
More power to his hand. More power. Frank goes back to 3 cards. Is going to quest with the Captain Hook as well as the Isis, considering questing with that Angel as well. Going to be 1 for the Isis, 1 for the Hook.
Captain Hook.
There we go. Yep.
2 lore.
2 lore gained for the side of Frank.
Frank is showing off what means the power. The hand size means the power. The resource means the power, right?
Yeah, hand resource is so important for Lorcana. Every single time you ink, you're losing a resource technically, but you can play your bigger cards. I do want to call out the fact that here Frank is, really controlling the amount of resources. He doesn't want to overcommit. He knows, okay, look, if I have cards in my hand, I am not going to turn my Angel. There's just so much control coming up. Frank showcasing almost masterclass here on Purple Steel. Elaine is going to play that Mickey Mouse Amber Champion, but is it too little too late? I mean, we talked about it.
Yeah.
I don't think Undersea here is going to do too much.
Yeah, The Undersea can only, send the Captain Hooks back onto the, bottom. But, that's it. The biggest threat of Frank on the board is the Angel, the Yzma, giving the infinity power, and of course the Genie, the Magical Researcher, right? Now start ramping, like once, like ramping 1 turn in a row, right?
So we are going to see the double Angel being triggered right now. The Mickey Mouse Amber Champion is going down.
Sadly.
So yeah, just got played, just got removed. I mean, it's that simple. When you have 2 Angels onto the board, we are seeing Frank going to start boosting. The Cheshire Cat is going to be boosting. The Magical Researcher as well is going to quest with, I think, just a lot of characters on the board right now. It is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lore gain for the side of Frank here. 14 lore total. It is looking very, very, very good. Yeah, oh, nope, that's going to be 15 lore right now. That's 10 lore gained. Slow and steady wins the race. Yeah. And then Frank is just making sure that everything is in his control. He does not want to let anything go. Didn't want to give any, kind of...
Not giving any chance.
Yeah,
like,
chances
play
over the
everything cracks, stable, steady, right? Oh,
and look, Elaine just scoops. I mean, there's nothing that you can really do at that point. When your opponent's board is fully in his control, Dogs just loses so much pressure, loses so much of its loses so much of its kind of initiative, right? So I believe scooping there is the right call. You just kind of want to shake it off, go to round number 2, go to round number 3. I think one of the reasons why Lane maybe wants to keep that game going is so that he can see what other cards Frank runs, right? I mean, this list that Frank is playing isn't kind of your stock standard list. We saw the one copy of the Ice list that we saw so far, and there's a couple of other things as well that's in his deck which hasn't been revealed yet. So I think Elaine was just trying to get as much information as possible. He's like, look, I'm gonna let this game run for as long as I need it to be, so I can fish out for as much information as I can. Right, so I think that was definitely the right call to see, and there's only been 20 minutes that was consumed on the clock. So there's still another 40 minutes. And dogs, you're gonna finish your games very, very
and
quickly.
like for Alan, what you have to do is like I saved my Mando and I just forgot what I've done. You know what happened in the last match. That it doesn't matter. I just have to win the game in a row, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I do want to make the call out as well that dogs. I think seeing the way that Alan played, he may have played the Under the Sea a little bit too early, but at the same time, I found it really cool that he was able to do that even without
the Tramp Street Smart Dog.
Exactly. I think Street Smart Dog is one of the enablers for you to play Sea Dogs. I mean, the deck is literally called Sea Dogs, right?
Yeah.
For a reason, or rather, the community named it
Under
Sea
the
Dogs.
Sea.
Yeah, it's because of Under the Sea as well as the Tramp package. I think these two cards are incredibly strong when put together, and we saw the power that Sea Dogs has, the upgrade kind of, that Sea Dogs had gotten from Winter Spell with Grandmother Willow. One card lets you flood the board completely with units, and to the point where you can actually start to sing Under the Sea even without the help of Tramp.
Yeah. I mean, like, did the Tramp Street Smart Dog even show up in the first game?
No, not at all. So, I mean, look, Elaine didn't really draw into
not a favorite of him.
Yeah, exactly. But I think for how he drew, he played fairly well, right? He was trying to play to his outs, and I think seeing him play dogs is in a very, very controlled manner. So I'm excited to see how game 2 is going to look like. I believe Elaine is going to start first this time. Dogs always wants to start first. Given the choice and given the option. So I'm just wondering if he's going to start seeing his Street Smart Dogs or not.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would like to see Alan can, get a different gameplay in this game to, like, make a comeback here, and we can get to the, game 3.
Yeah, for sure. I think this is definitely a game I want to see go all the way, man. I mean, we saw such good plays coming out from both players, and we're only here on round number 4 of the Taipei DLC, guys. So if you are just joining us, we are here in Taipei, Taiwan, and it is such an honor to be here casting this DLC. Being able to cast Frank Carson, right? As well as Elaine, this matchup is so
casting good. The game of the GOAT is always, the bad thing.
Yeah, of course. It's always the best, man. I think, so far this DLC has been really, really nice. It's been, it's in a mall, first of all. So for the first time in an Asian DLC, I'm able to just go downstairs and grab some bubble tea if I want to. In the past, we had to like go out of the venue to get some food. But here, Taiwan is in Taipei. It's such a nice place.
Do you love the bubble tea?
I love bubble tea, man. I love bubble tea.
You can like drink every day.
I can drink it almost every day. Hey, but you know what? Enough about the place. Enough about the location. We are going into game number 1. Yeah, game number 2 here for the side of the lane. He is going to start off very similarly to how he started game 1.
Again.
Rhino turn number 1. Frank here. Having Christopher Robin in hand is really nice, right? He's going to be able to ink 1 and play 1, which is
underdog character.
Yeah, underdogs have had some effect, I think, going into Winter Spell, and as I mentioned earlier, it is the only way for a turn 2 player to kind of have an advantage in this kind of meta. Yeah, so you see here, inking Christopher Robin, playing Christopher Robin, going to be pretty good here for the side of Frank. Lane here probably wants to see his Grandmother Willow if he has it. If he doesn't, maybe you can look into dropping 2 1-drops.
Yeah, and, getting the Grandmother Willow on tempo is always what the most thing the dogs player want to see, because you play a Grandmother Willow in turn 2, and maybe like you can play the Nani, the stage manager, in 2 costs in turn 3, even you can just play the tramp straight smart dog, which doesn't even show in last match. I mean, like, yeah, last game, which you really want to see, right?
Yeah, for sure. And we do see this Elen finally getting that street smart dog.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Getting 2 rhinos. this
Triple
early.
rhino.
I mean, look, triple rhino is not what you want to see as a dogs player. Unfortunately, yeah, that's just rough, man. I mean, you want to play the rhino down because you're able to reduce the strength of your opponent's characters. But here, just minusing Christopher Robin down to 0 doesn't really amount to much because what's Frank gonna do?
Quest.
Exactly, and you're not going to be challenging anything here.
Yeah.
So playing 3 rhinos just kind of feels bad for the side of the lane.
Feeling like really, really bad. But Alan can miss the turn 2 tempo here. Like he can just ink and pass. He's playing the dogs. He have to get the ball wider. So that's the only thing he can do. Like play the triple rhino, which doesn't mean a lot on this board. But like, yeah, man, what he can do.
Yeah, that's not really much Alan can do at this point. Frank, I think here is just going to be happy to quest it out here. We do see the quest coming down for the side of Frank, brings him up to 2 lore. And I do see the Black Heron. I do see the Captain Hook. So a lot of good cards that Frank can play this second turn here. Looking like he's eyeing up the Captain Hook, Ink, and Black Heron. One of the cards that was talked about a lot in set 10 in Whispers in a Well, it's 2 ink, 3 body with no other text, and the card is a really cheap body to play.
Yeah, for sure. Like Amethyst still, you definitely want to play the good character on tempo, and you build a wider board with the stable, solid character, right? And you play on tempo and challenging to your opponents, and you get some advantage from this. So yeah, definitely a good card for Amethyst still to play, right?
Yeah, and you know what's the most important thing here, RJ?
Can you tell me?
3/3 means that you can't under the sea it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so
I mean, like with Rhino, you can under the.
Of course, with Rhino, but I mean, look, your opponent
you need the combo.
Your opponent just showed you 3 rhinos, man. Even if he has a 4th rhino, you know how hard it is to find the 4th. I mean, the odds just drop so significantly, right? So here, sure. Frank gonna be pretty happy with just inking. I'm gonna be pretty happy with just inking the Captain Hook and playing the Black Heron here. Black Heron gonna be able to trade very nicely into these 3 rhinos. So yeah, here we do see Alan playing the Tramp Enterprising Dog, gonna be increasing the strength of one of the rhinos to deal with the Christopher Robin. And then questing out for the rest of the characters. So that means it is now over to Frank. Frank now has the initiative to play on what he wants. Is likely going to start trading here, because you don't need to start gaining the lore with Black Heron. You can just slowly chip away at Alan's units here, right?
Yeah,
I mean, there's no shift line that you have to worry for dogs because there's no steal, right? And
no one plays the 4-cost rider.
Yeah, I mean that's a steal character, so you can't even legally play it in this dog deck. So gonna be pretty happy with just slowly chipping away at whatever resources Alan has currently on the board.
Yeah, and Cheshire Cat would be nice here, and because he can shift the damage from the Black Heron onto the Rhinos, but like other three cost characters are also nice for him, right?
Yeah, look, Genie Magical Researcher is gonna start building up the pressure on his side of the board. Yeah, there's no Cheshire Cat. I think Cheshire Cat would have been wonderful to see this turn, but you can't have your cake and eat it, man. So Magical Researcher gonna do the job. He is still a 3-drop 3/4 body, which is incredibly good stat line to have, right? And he does also have that boost 1, and the character gains 1 lore pit for every card under him. So that means the longer this card is on the board, the more cards you put underneath him.
Infinity lore, right?
Yeah, basically. I mean, if your game goes that long, sure, you can quest to 20, right? Exactly.
And I saw the Emerald Chromcon here, and I think Alan just top decked the Grandmother Willow, which is he definitely want to see in the turn 2, and now he have to play the Emerald Chromcon. Do Frank play like any item remover?
Yeah, I mean, just looking at this deck list, he doesn't play any Benjas, but something did catch my eye. I do see a Donald Duck along for the ride. This
Ooh.
card is very interesting because it is basically Benja, but
Yeah.
a bigger body.
Yeah, big body and 2 low quester, right?
Yeah, it's a 2 lore quester as well. I mean, Benja is a 2 lore quester himself, but it's interesting to see now if how Frank is going to deal with this, right? Because with Comic-Con on the board, you don't really want to start swinging your units. I wonder if we are going to see a boost from Frank maybe, and then questing with Genie, so that if Alan decides to bounce the Genie, then it feels horrible because all the cards underneath Genie just goes back to your hand.
Go back to your hand, yeah. And it will give like Frank infinity resources, which like Purple still actually don't want the, you know, no hands on the, no cards on his hand because they play tempo and in each turn they need some method to, you know, refill their resource, right? So you don't want to bounce back that Genie.
That's right. But here we are seeing Frank use the Genie Magical Researcher to swing into that Tramp Enterprising Dock. Alan is going to be bouncing back the Black Heron, which Frank just plays for free, basically also healing Black Heron essentially, but also plays the 2-drop Pocahontas following the win. This card, in combination with the Genie Magical Researcher, very strong.
Ooh, insane! Because whenever this card crashes, I mean, it can get lore equal to another chosen inserted characters, and Genies will grow its lore, like, right?
Yeah, not only that, I do want to add the fact that you are also able to choose your opponent's characters who are exerted. So if Alan has an exerted 2 quester on his side of the field, Pocahontas can just steal that, quote-unquote, steal that lore as well.
Ooh, so good. It's so good for Frank to, you know, play this Pocahontas here, right?
Yeah, Pocahontas following the win is definitely a very exciting card to see in set 11 in Winterspell. But I do want to see some boosting action coming in for the side of Frank. I think that's really going to start adding the pressure and also potentially adding cards to Frank's hand as well. You know,
I mean, like this Emerald Chromecon really, you know, slow down Frank's speed, right? The best tempo Frank to play here might be, you know, what we mentioned before, the Donald Duck, right? To remove the Emerald Chromecon.
Yeah, but he only plays that one-off, right?
One copy.
So it's going to be so hard to kind of dig through and be able to reach that card. So I would prefer to start boosting here. Start giving myself the lore advantage from the Pocahontas, from the Genie Magical Researcher, but we are not Frank.
Yeah, I mean, like, I love your line because if I start questing and I force Alan to, you know, give an answer to my board, and he starts to like, the Dogs player can't even challenge into the Genie because it's too hard for him, right?
Yeah, that's just the Genie is a very good static card, right? 3/4, you're able to deal with most things on the side of Alan, and there's no way that Alan here is going to trade any of his characters anyways, because that would mean that he would have to trade 3 characters.
Yeah,
right. But
it's untakeable.
Yeah, but I wonder what they think of doing, because here we do see Frank going to be swinging into the Rhino. Here. Alan going to be thinking what card to bounce. It could either be the Heron, could be the Genie. I think the Genie would probably be the choice for the side of Alan. Surprised that Frank didn't actually quest with the Pocahontas just yet. Potentially thinking that there's nothing worth kind of gaining on his side at this point in time. But yeah, I think Alan here going to be bouncing that Genie. I think Frank going to be pretty happy with that. Frank gonna be questing with not questing,
challenging
challenge, into Rhino here. Now is Alan going to bounce a character? I mean, I like what Frank has done, right? He's presented 2 2-cost units to the side of Alan. He's like, look, choose whatever you want. I'm gonna be able to play both characters next turn. This turn.
This turn, because he can get to the 5 inks now, and he can play the Genie once again, and of course the Pocahontas once again. And I mean, like Frank definitely want to deal with Alan's board, so he challenging into the Rhino first and make Alan to make a choice here and not questing first at all, right?
Yeah, so Frank, you're going to be inking that Captain Hook. He is playing 2 characters. There we go. We do see the Genie and the Pocahontas do come back down.
Again. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Exactly. Here, Alan has 3 ink, has 2 cards in hand. We do see the stage manager. We do see the Street Smart Dog here.
But the Street Smart Dog is
not
playable, right?
There is not enough right here. We do see him playing. The Nani has all the options available from the 4 cards that he's seen from the top of his deck. I do not mind seeing something like the Lilo, perhaps?
Lilo?
There we go.
Yeah,
Lilo's Skip Art is going to be chosen from the side of Alan here. Going to put the rest of the characters back to the bottom of his deck with one ink. I don't think Alan would be able to do anything at this point. Does choose the ink Tramp.
The Tramp.
Wow.
Ooh. So Alan is starting his top deck game.
Yeah,
I mean he has to ink the Tramp, right? He can't just pass away here. He would lose so much tempo here if he just passing to Frank, and Frank can get the control of the board and maybe play Angel this turn and throwing the snowball and dealing with the Grandmother Willow, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think Alan here is grabbing for straws at the moment, trying to find a way to get himself back into this game. This game has gone on for too long, and even with Emerald Chromnicon, Frank still has 3 units on the board, which is not a great sign if you're a Dogs fan, a great sign if you're a Purple Steel fan.
Yeah, and it's... there's 10 lore for Alan, so there's only the good news for him, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's an 8 lore difference, but at the end of the day, we saw what Frank did previous game. He built his board extremely wide, and he's like, hey, look, doesn't matter. I'm going to quest for 10 in 1 turn. Right, I'm going to catch that up in 2 turns. It can be 2 turns. I'm going to get it.
2 turn clock. And now Frank is starting challenging to the lady with the genie and seeing what's Alan going to bounce back into his hand, and he chooses the Black Heron, which is really good because Black Heron can definitely challenging to the Grandmother Willow.
Yeah, I think Pocahontas here going to be swinging into the Grandmother Willow as well. 3-2 body, swinging into a 1-2 body means that Grandmother Willows gets banished here. Pocahontas is left with 1 willpower left. Okay.
Bouncing back Nani for the follow-up for the synergy.
Yeah, that's really smart, right? Being able to play Nani again for turn 2 to just keep digging through your deck. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to play something like Under the Sea or take Under the Sea back to his hand, but that means that he will constantly be able to put units onto the board, and I think this is what Alan is trying to do. Trying to get himself into the game by just playing units every single turn. Unfortunately for Alan, Frank here, just being able to have so many low-cost units means that he will also be able to flood his units back onto the field, even though they've been bounced by Emerald Chromnicon. And if you do a play like this, right?
Dog into 2 draws.
Yeah. Oh. No.
Not into the...
Yeah, he didn't trigger Dog's ability.
He has 3 cards on his hand.
Yep, he boosted Genie, so he doesn't want to get rid of any of his cards from his hand. So just passes after taking some trades. Is going to pass it over to Alan, Nani being played right now, looking at the top 4 cards of his deck, praying for something that he can draw off the top. I think not even a Daisy Duck here is going to do anything. Alan here, we didn't quite see. It was a Grandmother Willow, I believe, that he picked it up. Yeah, I mean, the good news for Alan is no Angel this time, so you don't get Snowball in the face.
I mean, Angel would be a disaster for Alan, definitely for sure, right? Throwing the Snowball each turn on your character, and no way you build your board wide, right?
Yeah, for sure. Alan gonna just quest with the Lilo Escape Artist. I mean, hey, look, if Lilo can be played from my discard pile, why have her on the board? I mean,
for sure.
It's not getting you any closer to Under the Sea anyways. So plays that Lilo, quested the Lilo, and just passes it back over to Frank. Frank here, tapping 3, gonna be playing, I believe, if he has another magical research or a Cheshire Cat. I think Cheshire would be extremely strong here.
Take the control of the field.
Yeah, I mean, look, you could Cheshire boost and then shift the one counter from the Genie or the Pocahontas over to the Lilo, and then use your dock to trade into that Lilo, right? Or banish the Lilo, so not even trade, which is absolutely gross.
Yeah.
Frank here, making sure.
And you know that even Alan can play the under the sea now. The only thing he can stand under to the deck is the dog, which
feels bad.
Yeah, feels so bad. Okay, and Frank's not now started the calculating, plays really patient and stable.
Like I said, man, slow and steady wins the race. We are going to see Strength of the Raging Fire. Going to be getting rid of that Nani. Ellen going to be able to bounce one of Frank's characters back to his hand. Now, you can't really, bounce the Genie. I mean, you bounce the Genie, you're going to give your opponent one more card in his hand. Frank going to be pretty happy with that. Doesn't want to let Frank accelerate the lore gain with the Genie here.
Yeah,
but yeah, so Pocahontas questing, gaining 2 lore from the Lilo. Going to be using the Doctor quest as well. Uses the Black Heron to trade into that Lilo. Escape Artist, Alan here going to choose a character to bounce if he wants to do so. After all, keep in mind, Emerald Chronicon is a you may effect, not a you must effect.
And now Genie is getting back to the play that, you know, this game is like keep repeating the Genie getting back to the play and bounce back and getting back to the play.
Yeah, I mean, look at Alan here. Top deck, I believe I saw the Nani is going to be playing a second Lilo. This is the way for him to kind of stay in the game. He just wants to quest. Not even catch up, right? He's in 12th
He's in the lead.
He's in the lead right now, but it doesn't really feel like he's in the lead right now because of just the board control that Frank has.
I mean, like, you have to get like 20 lords to, you know, win Lorcana. So Alan is still have a lead in the, you know, lore. Is really good for him, and even he can't build the white board what Dogs player usually do. The Emerald Chronicon really do a lot to, you know, slow down Frank's speed and somehow control the field and getting some lords like step by step.
Yeah, Frank just gonna get rid of that Escape Artist, the one that just came back from the discard pile. Here, Frank going to get the Genie bounce back. It's gonna be okay with that. I think he's just gonna play the Genie again. I expect, but not without questing first. Quests for 2, quest with the Black Heron, quest with the Dock, and he has Elsa.
Elsa, the 5th spirit, which can exert 1 opponent character, and it has a rush with it, so you can challenge into the Lilos and banish the Lilos. And now Emerald Chronicon bouncing back the Black Hero, which Frank can replay it.
He's like, hey, look, I don't need Black Heron right now. I'll play the Pocahontas.
Yeah, Pocahontas better. And Lilo's back now.
Yeah, I mean, look, right now we've gone into this gameplay loop, right, where Alan's just going to keep playing the Lilos onto the board, and Frank is going to just deal with it every single time. Both players can't really win right now, but they're hoping for a turn of opportunity, right? An opportunity where I think for Frank, that he starts getting more lore on the board. He starts to turn his characters. For Alan, he's waiting for the one turn where he can find a way out of this, maybe bouncing the Lilo back to his hand instead of bouncing one of Frank's characters. But I mean, like, feels weird.
Alan has to play the character that is ready, that Frank can, you know, challenge into it. It makes that can get the extra lore to 20, right? And, you know, playing back Lilo is good, but like it would be like deal by Frank like each turn, right?
That's right. So here, Alan going to be bouncing back the Pocahontas. Says, look, you've gained too much value from that Pocahontas, so I'm going to bounce
it really back. Is.
Yeah. So Frank going to just quest one more with the dock. Has so much ink to work with. I think 7 ink in total. Plays the Genie Magical Researcher. Wonder if he's going to boost. Doesn't choose to boost just yet. Replays the Pocahontas. Has 2 more ink left. Likely going to be inking 1 and playing 1, I believe. We haven't seen the Yzma come out here just yet. I think that would be really, really good. Inks the Black Heron. Plays the dock here. Is going to boost 1 for the Genie and is just going to pass. And if the game goes its current trajectory, Frank is going to be slated to kind of take this whole game home.
Yo, bro, I can't count at how many times the Pocahontas comes down and the Genies come down in this game. Like
the answer is yes. Yes, right? It has come down. And yeah, we do see the concede coming out from Alan. Alan has extended his hand.